Hi Capricorn, welcome to your 2026 prediction video. If you are new here, welcome. My name is Laura, aka Baby Curl Tarot. I'm a tarot reader, astrologer, and root worker, and I love doing monthly readings for all the zodiac signs here on YouTube, as well as some other fun content over on TikTok and Instagram. I am doing something a little different with this reading. We are going to go month by month, pull a few cards for each month, and just generally see what the energy is looking like for you guys in 2026. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump right on into it. Keep in mind, this is a general collective reading, so whatever comes up, comes up. Not every message is going to resonate for every single Capricorn out there, and that's okay. Take what resonates, leave the rest behind, and never try to force a reading you see on the internet to fit your specific personal life situations. All right, spiritual team, daily crystal inspiration. What messages do you have? Hello. For the Capricorn Collective for 2026. What messages do you have for the Capricorn Collective for 2026? Okay, so we're working with 3 decks today. So just give me a minute here as I shuffle the other 2. Spiritual team, Threads of Fate Oracle. What messages do you have for the Capricorn Collective for 2026? What messages do you have for the Capricorn Collective for 2026? Okay, and let's get into this tarot deck. Spiritual team, Divine Feminine Tarot. What messages do you have for the Capricorn Collective for 2026? What messages do you have for the Capricorn Collective for 2026? Okay. All right, let's take a look at January. So the first card you got for January was Sunstone. Take pleasure in the things that you do. Okay, we have the Magi. And we have the Knight of Pentacles. I love it. Listen, it's a marathon, not a sprint, right? Whatever you guys are building or pursuing in 2026, in January in particular, it's all about the process, not about the quick results that we want, right? We don't want quick. We want to build something that's going to last a long time. And the Knight of Pentacles is a really great indicator of that being a long-term sustainable something. Okay, so let's say you're building a business. We don't want to get quick. We don't want get rich quick schemes. We want a business that is going to sustain you for years and years and years and years and years. Maybe a lifetime, maybe after your lifetime, right? So this, to me, this energy in January is really screaming like, have fun with what it is that you're building, with what it is that you're pursuing, because this is going to be something that lasts you a lifetime. Okay, or something very close to that or more than that. And you want to make sure that whatever you're building is fun or resonates with you or aligns with who you are. So this is definitely a month to, yes, focus on like the details, the more serious parts of things, but also make it fun, make it something fun for you, okay? Because if this is, let's say, a business and you're going to be doing it for the next 50 years, you want to make sure it's fun. You want to make sure that you're going to be able to come to work today and be excited about what it is that you do and not just be like, oh, here we go, another day at the office kind of a thing. We don't want that. January is where you can set that tone for yourself in terms of like, this is what I'm going to be excited about coming to work for, kind of a thing. All right, that's January. Let's get into the month of February. What do we have, Spirit? Okay, ooh, February is interesting. We have Fluorite, find peace within. We have boundaries. And speaking of boundaries, we got the 9 of Wands. I mean, talk about boundaries. This screams like, get off my lawn. In a comedic way. But it's also like, it's also finding peace or being at peace with establishing things that are going to set you up for success down the line. So let's say you're working with a client and they consistently like reach out to you after hours for your services, and you're like, look, I've told you, don't contact me after 5 p.m. I'm not going to answer until the next day. And they're like the type of person that's like, oh, I need this appointment tomorrow, or I need to like order this and have it shipped to me like tomorrow. And you're like, well, listen, Linda, we're not in the office at 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 p.m. or 12 a.m. You know what I mean? Like, contact me between 9 and 4 and we can talk about it. But also, if you think I'm going to be rush ordering something for you tomorrow or adjusting my schedule to fit you in tomorrow, that doesn't suit my schedule. That doesn't suit how I work. Okay, so I feel like February is going to be a lot of setting very clear boundaries and not letting people kind of walk all over you. It may feel challenging. It may feel like, damn, I really want to accommodate this person. But honestly, like finding peace with saying no is going to be so important for you guys, is what I feel in February. And again, business, being an entrepreneur is just an example. You can apply hopefully the core message to any area of life, okay? So let's say this is you trying to get healthier. Maybe this is you setting boundaries with yourself or with other people, and it's like, hey, don't invite me to go get ice cream with you, because you know I'm gonna say yes. Like, you know I have trouble saying no. Like, I really need you to stop bringing ice cream to my house every Friday night when we hang out and watch whatever show we watch. You know better. Don't bring that in my house. Kind of a thing. It's a little bit sillier, but I really feel like this Nine of Wands is like, you have to establish that boundary. You have to establish this discipline, this self-discipline, because I think this is something that you could easily like let slide if you're not careful. So I think February is finding that power in saying no and really being firm and standing on business in whatever this is for you. Okay, let's get into March. Okay, we have Black Kyanite. Again, set strong boundaries. We have the Warrior. Okay. Then we have Temperance in reverse. Yeah, some of you guys may be backsliding in March. Some of you guys may have trouble with keeping those boundaries. Some of you guys may have trouble with people really going against you and like fighting with you to break your boundaries. March could be a little bit more of a struggle. And I do feel like we have a Mercury retrograde around February or March in Pisces. So this makes sense to me. You may have people like literally screaming, yelling, and again, take what resonates. Maybe it's not that extreme, but I can see someone like screaming or yelling at you because you're telling them like, this is now our new policy. You cannot make appointments last minute. You can't cancel last minute and not expect us to refund you the money that you paid for your appointment, kind of a thing. So I feel like there could be people that could be really upset by the boundaries that you're setting. They could be pushing, they could be threatening, you know, I'm going to leave you a bad review on Yelp if you don't do what I tell you to do, or what I blah, blah, blah. It could be very challenging in the month of March and probably February too. So you really got to figure out like, okay, what exactly do I need to do to make the situation flow properly again? Like, how do I balance this stuff out? Because I feel like my world is upside down or like chaotic and it's not working. It's not conducive to me being my most successful self. Okay, so some of you guys are going to have to get really assertive with really aggressive people. Okay. That's for some of you, not all of you. And again, I just feel like this is more, I just keep getting like this aggressive vibe. Like you're going to have to either be really aggressive and establishing and setting your boundaries, or people are going to start getting aggressive with you or more aggressive with you in terms of trying to like upset those boundaries. So just be aware. Hopefully that's not the case, but I do see that in the cards that are coming up. All right. Let's move on to April. We have the Phantom Quartz and it says embrace change. Love that. We have versatility. Okay. And we have the Queen of Swords. Love it. All right. So the Queen of Swords is a very no nonsense person. What she says goes, and she doesn't care about your feelings. Some of you guys may be channeling that more in the month of April. I feel like you are really establishing those boundaries now. April, they are set. You may have lost a few people in terms of clients. You may have gotten a couple of bad reviews, but you know what? Fuck them. Frankly, fuck them. Like, it is what it is. This is what needs to happen in order for you to have a successful business or a successful life. And a lot of you may be even telling people about themselves. Let's say somebody left a bad review on Yelp. You might go back and comment on that person's comment and be like, hey, this is what you did. This is our policy. If you don't like that, then unfortunately that is on you. But please don't try to make it seem like we are the bad guys when you specifically disregarded our policy and our boundary on this specific thing. Okay, so April feels like Capricorns are standing on business and they're unshakable in terms of like, my word is law on this specific thing. And if you can't get with it, you can definitely get lost. But this is how I work. This is what works for me. I'm flexible where I need to be, but on certain things, nope. And I'm not dealing with anybody's bullshit. I love that for you guys. I do. Let's get into May. Let's see what's coming up for May. We have Shungite, Detox Your Life. Love it. We have Get Creative. Okay. And we have Death. Good old Death. All right. This talks to me about a leveling up. This talks to me about kind of reaching the next level in whatever it is that you are pursuing. Also talks to me about purging, right? So think of this as like kind of like a phoenix moment. Like you went through this really tough era where, you know, people were picking at you or trying to like fight you or break you, whatever. And some of you guys may have, you know, broken down a little bit. Maybe you burnt up, you burst into flames a little bit, but now you're being reborn, you're being renewed into this new version of yourself. And again, I feel like it starts in April, and then in May, it's like fully realized. Or at the very least, like by the end of May, moving into June, it'll be fully realized. You, this new person, this new version of yourself, will be fully realized. And I love it. And it's like you're just purging people, places, things, thoughts, ideas, strategies, plans. Like you're just getting rid of the stuff that doesn't work anymore. You're like, if I want to be this person, if I want to be successful in this aspect of my life, like I really gotta move smart. And for a lot of you, like you kind of get to play around with it too. Like that's where this Get Creative card comes in, is you get to be a little unique. You get to step outside of the box, step outside of your comfort zones even. Okay, so it's good. It's a good shedding of things. I feel like you guys, this is actually like really exciting for a lot of you. Okay, so take what resonates, but I feel like May is going to be another good month. All right, let's get into June. What's going on in June? Okay, so we have Rhodonite, Find a Way to Forgive. Okay, we have the Seeker. Interesting. We have the Fool in reverse. Very interesting. I feel like June could be a little bit of like a false start in a lot of ways. Like you guys may be trying to start something new, get into something new, but I feel like maybe it wasn't fully thought through, or the bugs weren't completely worked out. And so like as soon as you started or announced or launched whatever this is, you immediately like had to take it down. So like you launched a new service, you launched a new product, there was something wrong with it, the campaign, whatever. It was the wrong thing. It was like the version from 2 months ago, and you're like, this isn't the one that we wanted to put out there. And now you got to take it off the website, and it's a little bit embarrassing. It's a little like, damn, like, why didn't I cross the T's and dot the I's? Like, why didn't I double check this? Kind of embarrassing. So I feel like find a way to forgive yourselves. Find a way maybe to forgive other people, like if they're the ones that put out the wrong thing. It could be incredibly frustrating to be like, why didn't you follow my directions? Why, like, this is a huge error. Very embarrassing. Like, now people are going to be looking at me like I'm not competent or whatever. The business isn't professional, whatever. I think there's a lot of like anxiety of like, damn, like, did we fuck up? Okay, but I feel like you guys are going to be able to move on from this. No problem. It just feels like, damn, this big moment of like, damn, we kind of fucked up the big launch, but it is what it is. Lessons learned for sure. It's just, it's unfortunate. It's not the greatest, but in the long run, I think things are going to be just fine because the cards in July look great. Okay. We have appetite. Get out of your comfort zone. We have the universe. And then we have the King of Pentacles. Oh my God. I love to see a King of Pentacles. I love to see a king of anything, honestly, because this talks to me about mastery. So you've mastered whatever this is. And I keep coming back to business just because, look, we started with the Knight of Pentacles. I do associate Pentacles with money. Not every tarot reader does, and that's fine. But I think in the more mundane aspect of life, Pentacles can talk about stability and what's more stable than having money in this particular society that we live in. You can't have a stable, sustainable life if you don't have money, if you can't pay for things, right? So that being said, I feel like in the example of owning a business or having a business, or maybe just having a very successful job, I feel like even though there were some errors in June, I feel like July definitely makes up for it. I feel like, you know, we had a hiccup. We had a bit of an embarrassing moment. It was a bit of a fail. It was a bit of a flop. But you know what? We're still thriving. We're still making sales. We're still doing good. In fact, we're better than good. We're great. We're doing amazing. And July is definitely indicative of that, okay? So what's really interesting is the getting out of your comfort zone. I feel like there could be some aspects of whatever it is that you're pursuing, whatever goal you have in 2026 or in the month of July even. I feel like there's some fun things that are going to stretch you and challenge you and push you to improve and do more. It's very reminiscent of like the Death card that you got for the month of May. There's a continuation of that, I feel. There's an expansion. There's mastery, like I said, with this King of Pentacles. It's like you're really coming into your own. You're really becoming like, I don't know, when you see business owners and people that like are really prominent in their role or their industry, and they go on masterclass and they teach like how I've, you know, built my business or my portfolio of businesses or become the best real estate agent or how I became the best film director or whatever. It's like you could give a master class on this kind of a thing. And it just feels like you keep rolling with new ideas and new approaches. And like, it's an exciting time. It really is. And it just feels like everything is clicking. The universe is working with you. You may be getting some big recognition even. You could be getting a lot of recognition around this time. Maybe you are putting yourselves out there in a different way. Maybe you're like, I don't want to be on camera. I don't want to be doing tours and like press tours or like talking about this. Like, I don't want to be the face of my company per se, but I feel like you guys are potentially like very much being recognized or honored. Maybe you guys are going on the news, or you guys are being interviewed and going on TV shows, or like, I don't know, you're getting awards at award shows, something like that. Whatever it is, I feel like July is a big month for you guys in terms of recognizing the success you've achieved and the success that is yet to come, because you're just continuously building on everything that you've learned or achieved up until this point. I love it. I really love to see it. July seems like a really cool month for you guys. Let's move on to August. Let's see what comes up. Okay. So August, we have Celestite, and it says soothe your soul. All right. We have manifest. Interesting. And we have the Two of Cups in reverse. It's really interesting. Usually when the Two of Cups in reverse comes out, this talks to me about something is not working, or like two people are not working together very well. Okay, could talk about, even for me, like missed opportunities, missed connections even. So I feel like some of you guys may be, I don't feel like this is significant enough for you to be like, damn, this is, okay, I keep coming back to the business. This is very Capricorn. I keep coming back to like the business references, right? And again, these are just examples. Take what resonates. But I feel like you guys may have moments where like you are trying to bring on new clients. You're trying to onboard new clients. And I feel like you're not getting selected, or people just aren't moving forward with working with you. And while it doesn't make or break your business, it can be very frustrating because it may be like a couple of them back to back. And you're like, dang, well, like everything was going really well. What is going on? But I feel like this is an opportunity for you to also recognize that not every business deal is a business deal you want to have, right? And again, this is just in the context of this example. What I really, really like is the Celestite Soothe Your Soul paired with Manifest, because I feel like this is Spirit's way of telling you, like, you need to get really clear about the type of people you want to work with, the type of work you want to work on, type of projects you want to work on. You need to be really clear, because you also need to recognize not everything is meant for you. Even though we want as much business as possible, or we want many opportunities as we, can handle, not everything is worth it. Not everything aligns with the purpose, the goal, the vision. So I think it's kind of a reminder in August that like you want to get really clear and really start focusing on manifesting or putting in efforts or whatever into relationships, opportunities, or business deals, whatever, that are meant for you and that actually align and are cohesive with who it is that you are. Does that make sense? I hope so. All right, let's move on to September. Let's see what comes up for you guys. I'm going to grab some water really, really quick, so hold on. Okay, so we have Carnelian. Feed your creativity. We have the Sovereign. And then we have the Five of Swords in reverse. Interesting. The Five of Swords in reverse is really, really interesting. And then to have the Sovereign card is like a crown. Okay. I like these two together because swords to me always represent the mind, our beliefs, our understanding of the world, our education, our perspective, everything that goes on up here. And then to have the Sovereign, something that goes on top of the head, on top of the crown chakra, definitely talks to me about ideas, can talk to me about also letting go of preconceived notions or ideas that maybe are at war with themselves. Okay. This could be also getting rid of that resistance to not learning new things or thinking that we know everything. Even as a sovereign, as a king or queen or someone that rules a country, that has the power, that has the recognized authority and genius, maybe even like if you're a CEO and you're like a genius, you don't know everything. We're constantly learning new things every single day. We're human beings, okay? First of all, no one knows everything. Otherwise, we'd be a perfect society, right? So to me, the Sovereign card paired with the Five of Swords in reverse is like a letting go of feeling like we are constantly needing to be in positions of authority, of thought leadership, of like, I know everything and you don't know anything. And I think this is more of a willingness of being open to learning and even to admitting that we don't know everything and that, we can be taught things even at a mastery level with this King of Pentacles, even at a master level, we can learn new things. We can be taught new things. Okay, and I feel like this is also a green light in terms of like checking back in with your creativity, checking back in with like, okay, are we playing it safe? Are we, you know, not evolving? Are we not considering like what else is out there? What else we can be doing? You know, things may be changing fast. We want to stay on top of it. We don't want to be left behind. So I feel like that perpetual state of being a student or wanting to be a student and not always, you know, thinking we have all the answers once we get to a certain point in our lives is so, so important, and actually like super intelligent and hyper self-aware. And I really like to see that. Okay. What's going on in October? What do we got in October? Okay, we have Citrine, bring in the light. We have the Alchemist. And then we have the Two of Swords. Very interesting. October could be a really interesting month. I feel like October is a month of observing. Even though I don't have the Observer card here, it does feel like a month of really getting clear on things that maybe confused us or that challenged us, or I don't know, but I just feel like October is a month where things can shift and change, whereas September was a month of taking in information and recognizing we don't know everything. October is a month of like, okay, now how do we apply this? How do we use this to our advantage? How do we move forward? Some of you guys maybe even making a decision of some kind, or trying to figure out like what direction to go in. Okay, it doesn't feel life-changing. It doesn't feel crazy. It doesn't feel super heavy, but it definitely feels like these are choices that you're going to be making on a daily basis that add up to something significant. I just feel like it's making those small choices every day that, like, you know, determine whether we're going to be great or if we're going to just settle for okay. You know what I mean? Yeah, I just feel like October is a busy month for you guys mentally, strategy-wise, planning-wise, and just decision-wise. I feel like there's a lot of things that go into whatever it is that you're trying to pursue or maintain or grow. It's all good. It's all good. I feel like you're constantly looking for opportunities to be the best you possibly can be. And there's going to be just daily moments that are going to seem like they're not that significant. But I feel like, again, like I said, they add up to bigger moments. They add up to like who you are as a person. Really defines you in those smaller days and those smaller moments. Okay, November. Let's move on to November. We have Angel Aura Quartz, and it says lighten up. We have Power. Wow. And we have the Six of Swords. I don't know why, but I heard like smooth sailing. Obviously the Six of Swords in a traditional tarot deck is like a couple of people pictured on a boat. So smooth sailing. But it just feels like, yeah, I don't know. I feel like this is a month where you are just cruising almost. It's like you can take a step back and like really enjoy everything that you've built. Things are moving smoothly. You're moving forward. Maybe you guys are leveling up in some sort of way. You're moving on to a new opportunity. Yeah, it just feels like, I don't know. I feel like I've already said it, but in my brain, it's just, it's an image. It's just someone kind of like, I don't know. It just feels really nice. It feels really easy is the best way I can describe it. If the Temperance card was still available, I would have loved to see the Temperance card here in the upright, but it just feels like, yeah, you're moving forward. Some of you guys could be moving too. Some of you guys could be expanding. Let's say this is going back to the business example. Some of you guys could be expanding your business into other territories, into other states, maybe overseas. Okay. But I feel like there is progress here. It just feels like you're continuing upon everything that you've worked towards, that you've built so far. It just feels like a continuation in a positive direction. And it feels like you also get to enjoy the fruits of your labor a little bit. So some of you guys could also be going on vacation possibly, or traveling, or being inspired by something you see overseas or in your travels. Yeah, but November just feels really chill. I'm not gonna lie to you. November feels real chill. Now let's talk about December. December feels powerful. We have adventuring, create your own luck. We have movement. And we have the Emperor. This feels powerful. This feels like a continuation of November, but with more oomph. Because we have the Emperor, which is a major arcana card. This is a major thing, right? So all those smaller, you know, things between August and November, all of those smaller moments, all of those smaller decisions, they're paying off in the month of December. It's coming to fruition. You're establishing your first brick and mortar location in a different country. You're going global. You're internationalizing your business. This is huge. You're becoming a corporation. Maybe you're going public on the stock market. Okay, it feels like whatever movement, whatever progress this is, whatever progress you've been making over the last few months, it culminates in December, and it's huge. It elevates you, your status, your recognition, your power, your authority, your leadership status in whatever it is that you are pursuing. Like, this is boss ass shit. I mean, the Emperor is the boss to me in the tarot. So to have it show up in December, it's like you've accomplished big boss shit. And for those of you that celebrate your birthdays in December, like, what a birthday present. What a way to celebrate. Incredible. Incredible. And people are going to be like, wow, you worked so hard. You worked so hard. And you're going to be like, yeah, I did. It was like, who was that went up there? Oh, I think it was Snoop Dogg. And he goes up, he gets an award for an awards show. And he goes up and he gets to the podium and he's like, I want to thank myself. And then he just walks off. Because, like, yeah, I fucking did that. I did this. I made this happen. It's that confidence, that the cojones, the balls to go and do something that nobody else is capable of doing, and making it happen, and sticking to my guns and being on my boss shit every day, showing up when it matters, not choosing to slack off, not choosing to take the easy route or the mediocre route. Yeah, I did that. Thank you. That's my time. Capricorns, what a powerful way to end this reading. I love it. Please leave a like and a comment if you enjoyed the reading. Definitely come back throughout the year and leave me comments and let me know if any of this ends up resonating for you or manifesting for you. I would love to hear more about it and how everything plays out. Definitely don't forget to subscribe if you want to see more videos from me in the future, and maybe share this with another Capricorn if you feel like they would love to see this reading. What else? If you want to see more content from me, like I said earlier in the video, I do have TikTok and Instagram platforms. My handles are below in the description box. And those are the only two ways that you can get in touch with me if you want to see me DM and schedule a personal reading until my website is set up and running. Okay. As always, though, thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate the support. I hope to see you guys at the next reading. Until then, please take care of yourselves. Bye.